So I apologize for not making any new videos recently. I was sick all last week, and as of now, I am still sick. But we have to talk about net neutrality again, since it is once more under attack, and this time it's in imminent jeopardy. Chairman of the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, Ajit Pai, whose name I probably butchered, plans on a full repeal of net neutrality, which is to happen in December. So, why is this important? Why is this so serious? First, let's define what net neutrality actually is. In essence, net neutrality mandates that ISPs or internet service providers treat all websites fairly in terms of speed, accessibility, etc., etc. So without net neutrality, an ISP could prevent you from going to websites that they deem inappropriate, or they could drastically slow down your internet speed if you go to a website that they deem inappropriate. So what's the problem with this, you ask? The problem with this is the same problem I have with hate speech. Who determines what is and isn't hate speech? A social justice warrior thinks anything they disagree with is hate speech. Likewise, an ISP could prevent you from going to websites that they deem inappropriate. You know how Facebook and Google are spreading the regressive ideology by only disseminating articles they deem as fit? Well, without net neutrality, your ISP could do exactly the same. Another way to look at it is like this. Just like you don't want your phone company to dictate who you can or can't call, as well as not wanting them to listen in on your phone calls, you should also want your ISP to behave in a similar fashion. The biggest problem with net neutrality, however, is that it happened under the Obama administration. And since it happened under Obama, there are many people who want it removed strictly because of that. If you don't believe me, go read some comments on the Daily Caller or Washington Times regarding net neutrality. There are many in the comment section who make claims like, if the progressives hate it, then it must be good. Even if you tell them you don't support Obama, and you try to make your case why we need net neutrality, they still think it's bad, or that you're liberal strictly because it happened under Obama and you are defending it. This is a very poor mentality to have, especially for something as serious as net neutrality. But we have to try to persuade them at all cost. Many people claim that those for net neutrality are just fear-mongering, and nothing will happen if net neutrality is repealed. So let's go over some true past examples of why we need net neutrality. 2005, AT&T suggested giving preferential treatment to some web giants in exchange for money, starting the whole thing. 2005, Madison River Communications was found to be blocking VoIP services because they competed with their own services. 2005, Comcast blocked P2P services without notifying customers. 2007 to 2009, AT&T was blocking Skype and VoIP services because they didn't like competition for their cell services. 2008, Comcast started capping data usage to 250 gigs per month, severely limiting high-definition streaming, which was just emerging. 2011, Metro PCS tried to block all video streaming services except YouTube. 2011 to 2013, AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon were blocking access to Google Wallet because it competed with their own service. 2012, Verizon was pressuring Google to block tethering apps on Android to avoid letting people bypass Verizon's $20 tethering fee. They were prohibited from doing this in the first place, as the requirement was part of the airwave auction bidding they had won. They got fined $1.25 million over the incident. 2012, AT&T tried to block the FaceTime app unless the customer paid extra for it. 2014, Verizon and Comcast severely throttled streaming from Netflix, demanding Netflix pay them to release the throttling. These are just a few examples, but I'm sure there are many more. The truth of the matter is that net neutrality, despite being implemented under the Obama administration, is a much needed system of internet regulation. By removing net neutrality, we are allowing major internet service providers to dictate what their customers can and cannot watch. They can manipulate the flow of data, such as internet speeds, to surreptitiously force their customers from viewing a particular website or a particular function of a website, such as video streaming, and instead force their customers to only be able to view websites that financially benefit them. That is, the internet service providers. In conclusion, everyone should contact their chosen representatives in Congress and tell them we want net neutrality. The internet should not be used as a tool for corporations to manipulate internet traffic to a degree that benefits them financially. Even though net neutrality happened under Obama, we should not immediately dismiss it as unwanted government control and tyranny. Net neutrality serves a purpose, and it's a purpose we don't want to lose. If you like what you see, please share the video and consider subscribing and being a patron. The Piper Report is an alternative news source that discusses news you won't hear from the corporate media, and a special thanks to my patrons. And I'm done.